Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Secretary, congratulations, Secretary. I do want to briefly acknowledge that this is National Teacher Appreciation Week. I hope you and my friends on both sides of the dais will acknowledge our great American teachers and their great efforts. Mr. Secretary, in my previous efforts on this subcommittee, for years, I've worked in conjunction with colleagues across the aisle and with outside stakeholders to provide STEM education opportunities to rural and low-income communities. Most recent data shows that 3.5 million STEM-related jobs will need to be filled by 2025 in order to maintain a stable workforce. It is imperative that we continue to support public-private partnerships to close the skills gap and cultivate a diverse workforce. My first question, sir, as we begin to reopen schools, how do you believe Congress could help in your efforts to increase STEM and computer science education in low-income and rural communities? And what is the administration doing to promote public-private partnerships in this area, sir?
Thank you for that question, and you're absolutely right. I think if there's anything that stood out in topics that I've had conversations with elected officials at the state and at the national level, it's the need for us to do more there. I really feel we need to evolve our system to make that clearer pathways into the workforce a reality for students starting in middle school. And, you know, I have had experience on a workforce council where we brought our workforce partners, our CEOs around the table with higher education, with our K-12 leaders to come up with strategies to make sure that we have sustainable plans to do that. And I look forward as Secretary of Education to really moving the needle on that. I'm really passionate about that. I think that has to blend K-12 expertise with higher education expertise with workforce partners. So you're absolutely right. We need to listen to our workforce partners, but have them have a seat at the table when we're planning, because regionally really is where we can get the most bang for our buck. When we know what the needs are regionally, we can make internship experiences together. We can develop curriculum with our partners in the workforce. There's a lot of room for growth there in this country, and I look forward to leading that.
Thank you. And as a follow-up to that, Mr. Secretary, I'm sure you're aware the STEM Master Teacher Corps was authorized by the Every Student Succeeds Act, but has not yet been funded. I would just respectfully request that the administration work with my friends in both houses and both parties to fund that. A follow-up question, sir. Girls Who Code reported around 74% of middle school girls express interest in STEM, yet only 0.4% of high school girls choose to pursue these interests in college. In order to diversify the personnel, how can we better monitor girls who are already interested in STEM, sir?
That's a great question. And it shows how our K-12 system needs to evolve to the needs of our communities. And if they're interested in it early in their education career, how are we losing them by the high school year? So we have to do a better job connecting our female students out into the field, looking at job potential, looking at career pathways earlier. We have to be more assertive, more aggressive, ensuring that they understand that these options exist for them as well. We should also bring in mentors that are in the STEM field to come in and talk to our students and create programs intended not to have that slide off. So, you know, you're highlighting work that I'm pretty passionate about, and I look forward to doing as Secretary of Education.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Secretary Cardona, in closing, I just want to say that many of these STEM programs do require in-person lab classes. I hope that you will work with us, with the administration, to diligently, safely reopen our schools and our economy. And Madam Chair, I thank you and I yield back.